There's something you need to know about the power of fasting. Many Christians just fast without the essence of fasting, without the power that fasting activates. Power that fasting activates is the power to rule in the realms of the spirits, because it is the spirit that controls the affairs of life. The earth realm is like a screen in the spiritual realm. The real operation does not happen here on earth, it only manifests here. Everything happening on earth is orchestrated in the realms of the spirit, and so for a man to be a ruler in the natural world, he must be enthroned in the spirit realm, and one of the ways to enter the corridors of power in the spirit is by fasting. In Luke chapter 10, Jesus called his disciples and told them to cast out demons and evil spirits, which they went on the strength of his words as they cast out demons and return. But on another occasion, Jesus went to pray on the mountain in Matthew 17, and the same disciples thought it would be the same authority Jesus gave to them the first time. They went out trying to cast out an evil spirit in the boy's body to no avail, but when Jesus came down from the mountain in Matthew 17, the disciples of him came to complain what has happened. Why didn't the demon be cast out as before? And he told them, this kind. Listen, there is this kind of spirits in the spirit world. Jesus told them, this kind goes not but by prayer and fasting. See, listen, there's this kind of demons, this kind of spirits, this kind of principality and powers in your family's compound that can never be cast out or destroyed without the authority in prayer and fasting. Yes, I have prayed and fasted and nothing's happening. Have you received any revelation on what to do? You don't just pray and fast without a revelation being given. Hear me, every prayer and fasting comes with a revelation. Daniel fasted and prayed in Daniel chapter 9 to 10 and received a revelation from the angel Gabriel, who told him that right from the day he prayed, his prayers was answered, but the principality withheld him for 21 days. Look, the very beginning you started praying for your family's liberation and deliverance, or for the manifestation of your calling to manifest, your prayers was answered, but there is this kind of demons, this kind of principality, this kind of powers that are withholding it from manifesting, and you cannot defeat such kind of spirits in fasting and prayers without a revelation. A revelation is like an information. It gives us the info of what is happening in the spirit world. It is being said that information is power, so therefore without a revelation there will not be an information, and without an information there will not be a solution. Why you fast and pray and yet nothing seems to happen is because you haven't gotten an information, which is the revelations, yet. Until you receive the revelation of what you're praying for or against, you can't get the solution to such problems. There's a spirit you will cast out because you have a revelation concerning such spirit, but there's another spirit you will try to cast out, but such spirit will want to find out if there's a consecration backing your revelation. Consecration is the setting apart of something or someone for a sacred purpose dedicated to God, so if there's no consecration backing this revelation, you are just a talker. Paul, we know. Jesus, we know. Who are you? Is an example of shouting and praying without no consecration backing the revelation you receive. Many are called but few are chosen, because there's a consecration that makes the few to be chosen amongst the many. So if you're called and chosen or fasting and praying without a revelation, you're just a talker in the spirit realm, and if there's no consecration backing the revelation you receive, nothing will happen, because there is this kind of demons that cannot be casted out by revelation without nothing backing it up. How consecrated and dedicated you are to God will determine your victory. Daniel was fully consecrated and dedicated to God. That was why the revelation didn't only come alone but came with a solution. The revelations you received is the message, but how consecrated you are will be the solution to the message you receive. A message without the messenger is like a revelation without an interpretation to the solutions. Is someone hearing me out? There are things you need to do to awaken the power of God on your inside, and one of the things you need to do to awaken that power is through fasting. When you fast and didn't receive any revelations, add prayers to it. When you fast and pray and you received the revelation without an interpretation, add consecration. And how can you add consecration is by setting apart yourself from some group of things and some group of people. There are some things that distracts the spirit from consecrating. There are some kinds of people you keep in your life that distracts your spirit to consecrate. They distance yourself from God. So therefore when you do all these three things, you not only get the revelation but an interpretation to solve such spiritual equations. That is why so many of you pray and fast and see some things in your dream, but waking up you find out you can't understand it because you received the revelation without the interpretations to work out the solution. There is something inside of you that needs to be manifested, and it can't be manifested without it being activated, and one of the ways it can be activated is by understanding the essence of that thing inside of you. There are many of us listening to me now, we don't even know whom we are in the spirit. You don't even know whom you are. Yes, you have a call and you are destined for greatness. You have a gift, yet you don't even know whom you are personally in your inside. So therefore God will not be able to use you without you activating the power in you, and the way to activate that power is to give yourself to prayer and fasting, which is the consecrations I'm talking about. An employer will never hire an employee who is lazy, so therefore God will not appoint you if you are lazy to pray and fast and study the word for days and weeks. Many Christians are wondering and asking God, "Where are you?" My dear, He is on His throne. He has been on the throne before the ages began, and He will be on His throne after the ages ends, but He won't do anything for you when you refuse to give yourself to consecration. Many refuse to give themselves to consecration. They say destiny can be delayed but cannot be denied, but my dear, it can be denied when it crosses its limits. What will happen, but if you don't make things happen, it will never happen. It is not about the flesh, it's about the exercise. You see a very fat man who has body but can't run for 2 minutes, but give him a gym to exercise, you'll see that his flesh will diminish, and that guy who can't run for 2 minutes will run for 1 hour. It's not about the flesh, it's about the exercise. So the power can be in your spirit, but without the spiritual exercise it will be dormant. Listen to me, what you are looking for is not outside you, it's inside you. There's a power on your inside, but it will only take fasting to fetch it out. That's why demons mess up with people, but I tell you, if you become volatile in the spirit through fasting, even the demons will tell themselves that this is not the place to be. Fly only perch on cold food, but when it becomes hot, even their flying mentality will tell them to run away. Kai, I pray God not make a demon know you are susceptible to him. Glorious Christian, let us pray.